Hey, I'm Sasha, and today we're talking about, can people change after they die? This is a really good question and a common question, especially for people who have experienced some level of harm from a person who's now deceased. And you or somebody you know might be wondering, did that person come to a realization or a reckoning about who they were and how they showed up while they were alive? And the short answer is yes, that's possible. And also that just dying doesn't make a person necessarily have that kind of realization. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how the dead can change. I'm going to talk about why the dead might not change, at least not right away. And then I want to talk about the importance of ancestralization and healing for the dead. In many traditions, there is a period of time after a person is deceased, like 30 days, 40 days, 2 months, etc., that is generally understood as the soul transitioning out of this realm and into another. And many traditions also include this step of the deceased person looking back on their lives or having their life flash before them. A lot of people also talk about this in near-death experiences. And in doing so, they have a reflection about their life and how they showed up, what they did, etc. Now, having said that, not all among the dead have that experience. And sometimes people really are plain stuck. People who are more likely to be emotionally blocked, closed, spiritually stunted, lower levels of empathy and self-awareness. These are the types of people who need a higher level of intervention to have that level of healing and transformation once they've passed. If a person, while they were here on earth, did a lot of bad things and caused a lot of harm to people around them, just dying in and of itself is not going to cause a huge personality shift. That person is likely to exhibit similar traits and characteristics once they've died as well. One layer of complexity that I just want to add on the process of dying is that if somebody dies suddenly in an unexpected way, there might also be a layer of complexity where they aren't very aware that they're dead. Whiplash, like spiritual whiplash, like what happened to me. And sometimes that can also inhibit or cloud a person's ability to have a good reflection on their life and what they've done. Ancestral healing is built on the assumption that the dead can change, that the dead can heal and get better. So I do deeply believe that even the most troubled amongst the troubled dead can heal. I personally have worked with one of my lineages who had some very troubled dead that did require a much higher level of intervention from the ancestors than my other lineages. And for example, if it's helpful, one of the things that I was asked to do to hold space for this one who was going through a major healing process was to hold a 30-day prayer vigil where every night after I put my kids to sleep, I would pray for this individual, light a candle, and make some type of offering. If you clicked on this video because you or somebody you know feels the need to be seen by somebody who's deceased, or feels like they want to go to that deceased person to get their needs met, I would recommend actually, in doing your own ancestral work, connecting to your ascended ancestors, like capital A ancestors, those who are vibrant and well in spirit, who lived well and died well. They are embodying the blessings and the purpose of their people. They're connected to the larger collective of ancestors before them. That, personally, is where I would put my feelings of needing to be seen, feeling emotionally met, my need to be loved, my need to be held, etc. Those are the people that I would start with and lay my burdens down for. Like if, for example, your mother could never give you unconditional love, or you always wished for this really strong, feminine, fierce, protective, feminine energy, but you never got it from your mother, I would bring that need of yours, which is valid and good and true, I would bring that need to your ancestral guides, because those ancestral guides, which everyone has, by the way, it's not like a special thing, those ancestral guides are way more resourced to have your needs be met. And then if it feels good to do so, the next step would be working with those wise and well ones and bringing healing down through the generations to the most recent or troubled dead. Ancestralization is the process of a deceased person becoming vibrantly well, embodying the blessings of their people, and connecting to the larger collective of ancestors before them. One of the reasons why I feel so passionately about the work I do is that a recently deceased person is actually more likely to step into full responsibility of what they've done and commit to the healing of their people when they are greeted and well met by the well and wise ancestors before them at their death. There's no confusion about who I am, where am I going. There are people to give context to what happened during their lives and what they could have done differently, as an example, right? But the whole point is that they have an extra layer of support, which in most cultures was deeply ingrained and built into the funerary rites, but today is largely lost and broken. Assisting the dead and giving them the support that they need to transition is so important, not only for the deceased, but also for the living. Because when the deceased experience some form of healing, the living people also feel that. There are many different traditions that have sayings about this. How about when something is off or wrong in this realm, in the physical realm, the ancestors can be called to do ritual in that realm. When something is wrong or off in that realm, we can do ritual here in the physical realm. We mirror and reflect each other. So the more healed and vibrant and well our ancestors, and maybe even call them the troubled dead, can be, the more healed and well and online we can be. And as we're feeding off each other, the healing and the level of commitment to justice and higher principles, living in our purpose and the medicine of our people, the special gifts that we can embody, when that happens, that healing and that medicine can grow exponentially for the living and the dead. I hope that this was helpful and interesting. If you have any questions about the troubled dead or ancestral guides, ancestralization, go ahead and pop them in the comments down below. And also, if you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.